Jag fans, what up? It's your boy Ruben. You know what it is. New week, new video. And I'm sorry I missed you guys. I meant to do a video Monday to help, I don't know, bury the body. It was a rough watch. We took an ass whipping to the Texans. I didn't expect that. But do we ever really expect, an ass whipping from the Texans post JJ Watt? Um, Damn, it was bad, guys. So we're definitely going to talk about how I felt about last game, my thoughts on this game, and just the season in general. And I, it's getting to the point where I feel like I'm getting tired of rehashing some of the same stuff because they're the same problems. I don't know how people don't see it. So I talked about, I believe in one of my last videos, I talked about organizational failures in that I'm not happy with some of the moves Trent Baalke's done in the way to in way of trying to upgrade this roster the way it needs to be upgraded. I'm not happy with the decisions that Doug Peterson's made to let Press Taylor call plays in year two, mind you, of Trevor's development in your system. Um, I'm not happy with just some of the general effort on the field. Um, and maybe effort's too strong because I don't really feel like anybody tried to lose the game. It wasn't. No. Effort's not too strong. We let a damn fullback take a kickback after he fumbled it. It was a rough watch. It was a rough watch. I went ahead and I watched it to kind of get a better view and see what certain people were doing and certain things. So with that loss, a couple things. Number one, the O line still a problem, and part of the problem with the O line being a problem is obviously is affecting Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence, I've always said his accuracy dips way low when he's pressured, and um, as a result, and I don't even really feel like this was a game he was super pressured, but coming off the last two games, you could tell his mind is sped up. We obviously obviously we know the O line isn't going to hold up, so we're a quicker hitting team. But that was something that I would hope that we would have figured out coming into this year, which I think kind of falls at the feet of Trent Baalke. I kind of feel like a plan should have been put in place for this. Okay, I know last year we got Scherf, but we knew our tackles weren't great at pass protection. And I know Cam Robinson's supposed to be coming back, but guys, he's not going to remedy the situation. It's going to be better than what it was because we're not going to be relying on a rookie at tackle probably, or I don't know, because they're saying Walker Little might shift to left guard, which it might help steady at least the left side of the line. Will definitely be better running the ball in that direction. But we're going to have to live with some of the, issues with Anton Harris. And I try to reserve this, but I talked about even with Anton Harris that I didn't love the pick. I do know we needed an offensive tackle, but I felt like my particular archetype when it comes to offensive tackle and linemen in general, and I can accept maybe shorter, offensive guards or whatever. So each position has its own archetype that I like personally. But my archetype is typically 6'6", 6'7", 315, 20 plus. Like the bigger the better. I don't like to hear 6'5", close to 300. Like 6'4", 310. Like I don't like to hear that from my tackles, and the reason for that is the offensive line. There has been a downgrade in quality of offensive line play from Pop Warner to the National Football League. Clearly, okay, there's a lack of actual athletes that are playing the position. They're obviously not coaching it well because college is like a arcade version of the NFL in some instances. The reason I like them large like that is because even if they miss, right, like they're not the greatest pass protector, a la Cam Robinson. Um, they're going to maul whoever's in front of them. And even in pass protection, they're usually beaten by speed. They're not, you don't lose the physicality battle. And that's what happened here. We lost the physicality battle. And it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. It's just damn. Yeah, that's the Texans. So now we're 1-2. And shout out to the Texans. CJ Stroud looks better than I thought he would look at this point. D'Amico Ryans is proving to be a solid coach, I think. If you guys have been following, I'm partial to defensive-minded coaches because the most simple way I could put it is defensive-minded coaches don't try to get too cute. They care about the small stuff. They care about gaining positive yardage on each play. They care about establishing the run and getting their defense rested up so their defense, no matter how good or bad it is, can put the best product forward. You don't lose out. Like, you might be short on the huge plays that you get with offensive-minded coaches, but your model for success is sustainable, right? You're not as dependent on the big play. And that's not a knock on Doug Peterson. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think he's great for Trevor. I think, he's earned his Super Bowl and things like that. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just giving my preferences as to the kind of players and coaching that I like. Now, with that being said, I feel like we get too cute on offense and it messes us up. But to compound the problem, I feel like we get too cute on defense too. I also was not a fan of the 3-4 defense like that. I've always been more of a 4-3 guy. Let's get pressure with the front four, drop 7 in coverage, make it really difficult for the quarterback. Always have eyes on the QB, create small windows. Because the 3-4 is a bit gimmicky. It's about confusion. It's about zone blitzing a lot of times. You're gonna, when you blitz, you're gonna leave huge holes open. It's issues like that I didn't care for in the 3-4. And now we have two sides of the ball that kind of try to get too cute. We don't have a thing that we do. Like, now offense, I feel like it's still trying to identify itself. Defense, we don't have a thing that we do outside of trying to confuse the quarterback, but it blows up in our face more often than not. So here's what I mean. A lot of people are down on Trayvon Walker. I'm not impressed yet, right? I feel like when I watch the Lions, I see Aiden Hutchinson and I see, man, that guy's a player. When I watch Trayvon Walker, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I don't know if I see that yet. So my problem is neither he nor Josh Allen, which is another guy that gets huge criticism here in Jacksonville that I think is unwarranted. He's by far our best defender. By far our best defender. The guy is always around the ball. He makes plays. His sack numbers might not be huge, but there's so many reasons. Like, he's the kind of guy that he's going to go somewhere else if we don't respect him here, and he's going to get 15 sacks. Book it. He's going to get 14 or 15 sacks somewhere if they use him correctly. Here's what I'm seeing on defense. We don't have a consistent thing that we do. Our defense is all about attacking, blitzing, and sending different looks and blitzes, which means Josh Allen nor Trayvon Walker are consistently rushing the passer. Too many times I see them, and I don't know how often they're rushing at the same time. A lot of times I see Trayvon dropping in coverage or Josh Allen dropping in coverage. I don't see a lot of times that they're rushing together in this particular game. But throughout Mike McCoy's tenure, it's not McCoy, but our defensive coordinator. Throughout his tenure here, Mike Caldwell, excuse me. Throughout his tenure here, the only time I've seen them really rushing together is like on third down, which obviously makes sense. But a lot of times, second, first down, you're seeing one or the other. You're not seeing them both or whatever. They're doing a lot of things to try to confuse things. Another thing, I think we gave too much respect to the running game. I think we missed Davon Hamilton, and they're feeling that, like they knew that, and they kind of went in thinking, let's stop the run and force C.J. Stroud to throw, which isn't a bad strategy. It's just that they executed it really poorly, and it really shows on certain plays. So, for instance, some of the problems, and I wish I had the play up for y'all so you guys can see, but there were two instances. One was the bomb to Tank Dell. You guys should remember. Part of the reason that bomb happened is because Rayshawn Jenkins is up on the line of scrimmage, which I'm assuming is to help out and run support. But they're also asking him to cover deep. That was way too much ground to cover for Rayshawn Jenkins. He can't run. That's not, coverage isn't even his forte. He can't run with Tank Dell, much less any receiver if you got him up pressed against the line. That is advantage receiver all day, every day. So that's why that bomb got over the top. Then, and then to be honest with you, I'm not even 100% sure that was Rayshawn Jenkins' man. Because before the snap, you see him trying to communicate something because he saw something. And then at the snap, he just sprinted to the deep end of the field to try to stop that play. So I'm not even sure that was his man. I think there was some kind of miscommunication, but needless to say, he and Cisco were basically at the line of scrimmage, I'm assuming to help stop the run. And there were even run plays where our safeties are so close, they're actually affecting the linebacking play. Like I saw one play where it was a zone, outside zone run, and Andre Cisco got blocked, but the way he got blocked, it got in the way of Chad Muma, so he couldn't make the play. And if your linebacker and safety are not there, hello, free 7 yards. If you're not hitting your head on the goalpost, they make the tackle, but it's way downfield. There were too many times that the safeties are actually so close to the line of scrimmage that they're getting in the way of the linebackers that need to clean up the play. If they're gonna get washed out like that, they might as well not be that close to the line of scrimmage. The reason I say they're missing Davon Hamilton, and it shows, is just in the play design, in the ways that they're trying to stop the run. They don't trust that their front 3 to 4 guys are going to be able to hold the point. And outside of, Fodakasi, it is something I have mentioned that our run defense, even with Hamilton in, wasn't great. And it's at its best when Davon Hamilton and Fodakasi are in, occupying space. So there's that. We just got caught in bad situations. They weren't sound. It wasn't good effort. Calvin Ridley, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's been disheartening. We, brought him in here with the potential to be. I still think he's a very good receiver. Don't get it twisted. I still think he's even a wide receiver 1. But some of us were hoping that he was going to be the Stephon Diggs to Trevor Lawrence's Josh Allen, right? So, some of the drops that he has, and don't get it twisted, I don't think they're easy catches. But I kind of feel like that's what we brought you here for, is to make those tough catches, is to be that safety net for Trevor Lawrence, that when he's in trouble, he could throw it your way and you can make the tough catches. Hopefully, the good news is I feel like these are all kind of schematic things that they just need to clean up, right? Even with the kick return they took to the house. I don't know if you've ever played football. You're running down there as fast as you can because you want to knock this guy's head off. You see the ball hit the ground, you kind of start to shut it down a little bit because now your focus isn't on killing this guy. It's, well, where's the ball? Well, if you're not sound in what your gap assignment is on the kick return, shit like that happens. So the good news is things that I think you can clean up. And I think, thank God we're playing the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are not to be slept on. I think we win this game, but they're really strong running the ball. They're going to challenge us that way, and we're not great at stopping it. No Devin Lloyd this week. But I don't think they're going to be able to score with us. I think this is the get-right game for the offense, all right? That's all I got for now, and I'm going to check you guys after the game. All right. Peace. Like, subscribe, share. Holla.